Hello, grey foggy day here in the UK. So I'm doing a video to cheer things up a bit. Been foggy now for 2 or 3 days. UK is known for its fog. There's a film called Footsteps in the Fog. Very old film, very romantic, dark sort of film. Anyway, I'm going to break my sunshine today. I'm doing this little story to start with that Maharaji, the spiritual master Maharaji, tells this story. I used to go and see him when I could, and he still visits all over the world, of course. But he tells little stories, and they're Indian stories, so they're quite sweet. I'm not quite sure I got this story completely right, but it's going to sort of indicate what I'm trying to explain. Now, it's about this man that goes around, I think he's a pedlar with his tray full of bits and pieces and jewellery and mirrors and all sorts of things, and he goes into this village, this very poor village. People have never seen trinkets or mirrors, things like that, and he comes across the first person that's wandering about, an old man with beard and very old, decrepit sort of tramp-like person. And he shows him the mirror, the hand mirror. And this old gentleman looks into the mirror. He said, "Gosh," he said, "I'm so pleased I now know what God looks like." He was very impressed with this mirror. So he told all his friends to buy a mirror because they'd see the picture of God. Well, of course, when they bought the mirror, they could see a picture of themselves. This is a very profound little story, but it will indicate what I'm trying to say, because I had the same experience just recently. In fact, just after my last video, a couple of days afterwards, I thought it was quite a profound moment, and I'm going to have to relate it. Because it was it was a split second thing really, but I got a little mirror here. I'm very vain. I sit here at my computer every now and then. I've got to check that I'm still here. It's called narcissism, I think, and it's kind of a bit of well, it's a psychic thing probably, but just I like to look at myself now and then, check everything's all right. Well, there's nobody else here, you see. So anyway, I was looking into this mirror, and I don't know what the thought was, if there was a thought, and I suddenly, like a eureka flash, realised that I am love. Now, I don't suppose anyone would know about my life, what I've been through. I can honestly say I have never felt loved. I've been married, I've had one daughter. It's not anyone's fault. It's because many years ago, when I first came, I was so unhappy here. As a child, I closed down my heart chakra. So the heart chakra wasn't open to receive or understand love, I suppose. I don't know. But this was a different kind of love. You know, we say we love somebody, and it's usually conditional when we go deep enough. I think it's a very rare thing to have that kind of unconditional, profound love for somebody. I mean, I've been questioning my love for my daughter recently. You know, I've been through quite a time with her, and it's become more and more intense, more and more deep, because I'm having to question myself, not so much her, but myself. And the deeper you go, the more you come across this kind of, what is love? What is love? You hear about this unconditional love, you know, the beings, the spirits love us all. What does it mean? Maharaji talks about love, and he says, you say you love somebody, or with love from, and a Christmas card, things like that. What does it mean? It's not the sort of love that he talks about, or that's divine and unconditional. Very powerful, actually. You know, we put with love from, don't we? And I don't know, I mean, I think it's called a gap, isn't it? So many different faces of love, and there are lots of faces of love. You can love an animal, and love a person, love a pet, you know. I love the trees. I'm always saying, oh, I love cakes. Well, I don't love cakes, really. I like cakes. So it's a question of questioning yourself, but I think the most important thing is, and I have found from that, it was such a profound moment that you see the face of God, really, because you are. I've often questioned that. What does it mean? I am God. I am a portion. You are a portion of the infinite. That's how I see it. A portion of, and I am presence, which we're all trying to achieve. As I have found my I am presence, and that is another story. But trying to achieve that connection with the divine, because we are an extension of that. But to see that, recognize that, it's ever so hard to explain, but to recognize that in a split second, that I am that, or I am a portion of this divine thing, and it was overwhelming. The realization of that, really quite overwhelming. You couldn't argue with it. You really wouldn't want to, but you can't even put it into words. It was like such an intense feeling, and I thought that has come about because I've been working so hard on myself, not so much looking in the mirror saying I love you. I said before in my previous video, I can't do that. I start giggling and being silly, especially at my age with lots of wrinkles. It's hard to love yourself, I think, in that situation. What I found has helped me the most is doing things that make me proud of myself, and I've mentioned this so many times. I may be becoming a bit selfish, a bit narcissistic, talking about myself. I think, no, I'm doing that because by talking about my experiences and myself, I'm actually opening up and passing on the energy that I've experienced. Yes, I have. It's like I've experienced the dark bit and the working through bit and the light bit at the end of a tunnel, and by talking about it, I'm passing that on, so anyone who's going through their own dark bit can kind of gain some assistance from mine, if you know what I mean. It is quite a profound thing, but this love thing, I just hope that comes across, it's not necessary now, but sometime that can be picked up, because that is the answer to everything. I mean, when I got that thought, well, it wasn't a thought, it was call it a realization, a sudden wow, that is what it's all about, that I am this divine love. It's not a love thing, it's divine something or other. And it's because I've worked very hard, as you know, the last few videos I've been really struggling. It's achieving something and being proud of yourself, because by being proud of yourself, you're proud of the self that's God that's achieving. It's like a partnership, you have this connection. It's a partnership, growing with and achieving with. And I did read somewhere, and I think I tend to believe it, that the supreme being there are lots of supreme beings apparently, I don't know about that, but this particular our universal supreme being is also wanting to learn about itself. So by being a part of us, and we are carrying that with us all the time through our experiences and our loves and our hates and our everything, every feeling, every single thing, we are carrying the God presence. So there's no good blaming ourselves, getting upset or being, angry, being criticised or judged. I think I did ask that. Is it all right to be depressed? Which is a silly question. Everything is perfectly all right, because you're being yourself and you're expressing the self, which is the God self, I think. Yes, it is. You are an embodiment of the God self, the Christ self. The Christ self, then the God self. There's a kind of a connection up. I think I've got a little picture of it somewhere. I wish I knew how to download, upload whatever pictures onto the internet. I don't have an iPhone, but I could demonstrate some of these things with little pictures. I have to look into that. So it's a mean of sort of going through life, everything you experience, you are experiencing for God, with God. You're never alone. You're never really alone, because, and I say that a lot, I do feel alone a lot of the time, as you know, and I say, well, God's with me, and it's true. God is with you all the time, and you are expressing that presence whenever you do anything, good, bad or indifferent. I don't think, this is only my opinion, but I don't think that God has opinions or feelings. As I say, how would you feel? But I don't think it's like that. I think God is so encompassing and so all-encompassing that it includes everything, and we are part of that. So be proud of yourselves. I've taken my glasses off because there's a reflection on the last ones, and I thought I'll have to take them off this time. Anyway, on that note, look in the mirror and give yourself a pat on the back. I mean, we are achieving little things all the time. I mean, big things, little things. And my achievement at the moment is to try and I think I have achieved it with my daughter. It's been quite a battle, quite a challenge, quite a journey. I've been seeing her as a little child and getting in touch with so many different things. And I think I feel quite tearful talking about it because I do love her, but it wasn't the kind of love that she wanted. She wanted I feel, an all-encompassing, caring mum. I wasn't like that. I was a good mum, but I wasn't this kind of mushy. I don't know. There are no words for it. I was who I was, but we weren't at all compatible mother and daughter, really. I mean, I know that I am a mother, and I did the best I could, but it wasn't what she wanted. I do think mothers are ever what we want. Mine wasn't for me. But it's a lesson, isn't it? We choose them, of course, we choose our parents and we choose our lifestyle and stuff to learn something by. So I expect she's learned a lot from me. And funny enough, she's in a similar pattern that I was in when I was married and had a daughter. So it all works out in the end. But I think this love thing is helping me a lot. It really is helping me a lot to sort of see things from a different perspective. That's what's happening, and it only happened a few days ago, so I'm beginning to see things from a different perspective. It's quite, I mean, I used to be so negative in thoughts, and worrying and things, and I suddenly, with this extra, it feels like an extra bit of support somehow, this living being, this light, that I am, is like bringing a different perspective into my life. Things, little things, it's hard to explain, but you will notice it. So not only look in the mirror, but every day write a little list out of the things you've done that are proud of yourself. Simple things, nothing profound necessarily, just achieving something or finishing a chapter or cooking something nice, or it's just to analyse. It's self-analysis every time. Self-analysis. The nuns years ago, well, perhaps they still do. They write little notebooks every day, and they have to. Because I used to be a nun, not in this lifetime, but confess everything, what you think, who did or didn't do. It's not as intense as that, but it's like questioning, what did you do that you're proud of? Because there must be something, no matter how small. That's what I find anyway. So here we go then. I'm going to say goodbye on that one. If you've got any comments, do make them. I like to hear you make comments about things, as long as they're nice. I think we're all looking for insights, so I'm passing on a bit of love. I haven't got any cards to send, to be honest. I mean, it's too sad, isn't it? No cards and no presents to buy. This is the place I'm in. I won't get anything from my daughter. I've just got to accept this is where I'm at the moment, and I've got the love of God with me, and that's the last video. That's all I need at the moment. I'm trying to sort of make do with that, really, and hope I'll get through. Okay, my darlings, you take care of yourself. I'm going to put these glasses on to see what I'm doing. Oh, this thing doesn't work again. Oh, I don't know.